tla ke tseye sebaka se ke go amogela gape mo sport on Motswana etsho ga ka logela gore transfer window ya football players se sentse le one yalo until yalo ga gare ga September yalo but one of the topics tse le gore di go godimo yalo mo transfer window this season yalo go gore forward ya Matebele yalo Thabo Maponda go lebega sene contract tse pedi yalo le Moran United gape le Matebele FC. You should remember that gore Thabo Maponda ke player ne le player ya Matebele in the past season yalo e rile ka end of May yalo GU ya super gore ba kwadise motshameko one 2-year contract yalo me after ho yala ya ga itala maletsa ka Matebele ba ipeletsa gore motshameko se ntse lo a bone to get the legal expertise kada the technical teams of this case today joined by Moran Nthoiwa. Moran Nthoiwa is a football agent and a legal expert. They are taken to us from Dublin in Ireland. Well, Moran, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Kevin. It's a pleasure to be here with you this afternoon.
All right. I believe that you have been following the case closely. Kindly give us the lowdown or the what's happening on the ground and what could be done.
Yeah, thank you. In terms of the case itself, I don't have details of what exactly happened. The information I'm gathering, I spoke to the president or the chairman of Matebele FC
Yes.
a few days ago, a couple of weeks ago, and I mean, what he is saying to me is that the player had a contract with them, and then this contract was then extended. The contract was then extended until later on. I think maybe 2020, if I'm not wrong. Now, after that, the player decided to, for one reason or another, he went to apparently sign with another club, Moran United, if I gather it correctly.
Yes.
But if I'm wrong, yeah, please, let me know. For me, what I'm interested in is the actual legal, what should be done in a certain case, right? I'm not privy of the whole case,
Yes.
but I know the law, right? Now, in terms of if this is what happened, really, that the player had a contract, extended the contract, and then went to sign another contract, which here is called pre-contract,
Yes.
then it means that actually there are two things here. The player breached the contract. He breached his contract with Matebele FC by signing another contract. You have to understand this, that in FIFA, there is nothing called a pre-contract.
Oh.
A pre-contract is a contract as long as it contains what in law is called essentialia negotia. These are essential elements of a contract, which means that there has to be a signature by the two parties. That is number one. There has to be the names of the parties. Also, in that, there have to be the role of each party, and then the date of conclusion of the contract, the duration of the contract, remuneration, as well as, like I said, the signatures of the. Once you have that, then the contract is valid and binding.
But
Maybe I'll pause here.
okay. But we have a situation where the player had trained with Moran United in this off season. Then we have seen him earlier this week, or was it last week? He went back to Matebele to train. What would you say has caused all this confusion? It seems like the player has agreed with both teams. What could have caused the confusion, and what should be done to remedy the situation so that the player can finally play football the next season?
I think first things first. One is we need to understand. We had to get it from the player himself, because here, really and truly, you can't bring in uh, the the clubs, because if the clubs sign the contract with both sign the contract with the player, then he has to clarify. He said, okay, fine. Does he have a contract with Matebele FC? For example, did he sign another contract while having a running contract with Matebele FC? that we need to bring the player out. He's the only one who can actually lead us to the truth, because right now we don't know the truth. But if this is the truth that he signed, 2 contracts, it means that he actually, like I said, the first thing is that he breached the contract that he had with Matebele FC. So then this will actually lead us to Article 17 of the FIFA RSTP, which means that if you breach a contract, any party that breaches a contract is subject to sanctions. It has to pay if for the validity of the contract. For example, a contract breach, and also can be sanctioned. Can be sanctioned. Yeah. So this is where it is here. Like, the other party, did they sign the player? I don't know. But if they signed the player, did they actually understand that the player had a running contract? That is another issue there. If they understood that he had a contract, it means that they induced the player to terminate a running contract. It means that this time around the player is not going to be free. Still, he breached the contract. He's still subject to sanctions. However, the second club that also signed the contract with the player, they're also subject to sanctions for inducing the player's running contract.
You're talking about sections that the player is likely to face sections. Look at the fact that if he indeed penned with or got into agreement with 2 clubs, what are some of the sanctions that can be brought towards Maponda's way?
The first one is, like I said, if there was a running contract, or there is a running contract with the first club, with Matebele FC, for example, if you look at FIFA, the RSTP Article 17, you breach a contract, it means that you have to pay for the breach of the contract. It is to pay for the length of the contract that you have with the club. Say, for example, he had a 2-year running contract that is 24 months. Say, for example, he was earning, yes, for in this case, let's say 10,000 pula, for example. Then he would have to pay 10,000 multiplied by the 24 months, that is 240,000 pula, and plus, yeah, after that it can also be sanctioned, be suspended for a certain, or banned for a certain period of time, about 4 months or so to 2 years.
Yes. Um, from
Yeah.
your perspective as a football agent and also a legal expert, have you encountered cases like this before? And what advice would you give to the local football authorities, both the players and everyone involved, going forward, so that we cannot find ourselves in this kind of situation again?
Yeah, I mean, these situations, they unfortunately they do happen. Many football players do not understand the rules and regulations. They do not understand that contracts are there to be respected. Football contracts are different from other uh, areas, other contracts, like other employment contracts, labor contracts, for example. So if you have a contract has to be respected. There's something, it is enshrined in the FIFA rules and regulations. It's enshrined in the CAS jurisprudence that contract must be respected. Pacta sunt servanda, that's how they call it. It means that um, when you have a contract for a certain duration of time, it cannot be terminated unless it expires, or you mutually agree. The other, I mean, if you want, you can terminate the contract, but then you have to lead you to Article 17 that you breach the contract, then you have to pay and face sanctions as well. So for me, to the players, they really, nowadays, it is vital that a player needs to have not only an agent, but they also need to have a sports lawyer that can really advise them on these kind of things, right? Yeah. So I've seen it before. People terminate the contracts, but if you are prepared to face the sanctions, then they go ahead. Then they go ahead.
Before I let you go, Moran, From your perspective, or from your analysis, because I believe that you have some little bit of information about the case, where do you see Maponda playing in the next season? GU, Matebele, or any other team?
Uh, yeah, in law they always say that it depends. It depends. Depends on what? It really depends on yeah. First of all, on the player, himself. Where is his head at? That is, number one. And then the next thing would be, okay, what about the two parties? What about the two clubs? Can they come to some form of agreement, understanding what exactly happened? So if they resolve it, then the player will play where he wants to play.
Okay, Moran,
Yeah.
thank you for your time. Thank you for your legal expertise. Thank you for joining us today, Moran, and have a good day.
No, thank you. Thank you so much, Heidi, and enjoy the rest of your day as well.
Okay, that was Moran Nthoiwa. He's a legal expert and also a football agent. He runs Nthoiwa Sports of Excellence, that is agency. I remember that on the show today we talked about the athletics team. In fact, the Olympic team e le lore ne le ka go Paris France le lore ya boa ya lo motsatsing la ka di 13 ya lo tlebe go rogalo just after lunch hour go se se retsa ga international airport alo after ditiragatso tse ba di rileng ka kwa maiteko a bone ya lo kana kere ma performance a bone alo ka go Paris France alo ke se thulaganyo ya sport on tlebe tla go gona every Friday tsiwa ke nna ka belo ba rena bile ba mmiri online ke a leboga. Thanks for tuning in.
Have you downloaded BW News app? Your one-stop shop for Botswana's leading newspapers. If not, what are you waiting for? Start reading the print editions of Botswana's leading newspapers as they appear in the newspapers on any device. The BW News app features the Midweek Sun, Botswana Guardian, Mechi, and the Monitor, updated in an easy-to-flip-through format once the papers are printed. Our packages include current affairs, which creates seamless access for one organizational setup. You can add up to 100 users at affordable rates. After subscription, you will have access to our PDF archive from the past 1 year. You will also receive notifications on your phone as soon as the newspapers publish. You can open your favorite title and share it in text format, and also change the font size and screen light to your choosing. Too busy to flip through and read? The BW News app will read the article for you, and it can also translate from English to the language you're comfortable with. Get the BW News app from the Google Play Store and the App Store and enter a world of up-to-date news presented as it appears in the physical paper.
Ka ke tse sebaka se go dumedise ebile go go amogele mo thulaganyong ya rona ya sport on e le re itshediwa yalo ke mmiri online every Friday afternoon yalo ke bidiwa ka belo borana be ena mo your host. Thulaganyo go tshetsa tse di iragetseng mo bekeng e hitileng ebile di go prevela tse di ratla iragala mo bekeng e tlang. Re sa tswa go bona yalo mokwalo tswa go Botswana Olympics Committee yalo kana ke re BNOC mo letsatsing le la boraro supa gore one of our athletes yalo o testile positive for the banned substances or the performance enhancing substances tse le gore tle ba di dirisa lo go mabelong ka kwa motshameki o ke motabogi o ke rialo kana ke re ke Lydia Jele yalo ntho discussa khanye go pela lo kana le Calista Scolantswe le gore ke mokwala dikgang ka ko Moran the Monitor newspapers. Big Daddy, welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, good day,
Era Lydia Jele once again comrade au o ka re hela ka kgannyo a re retse kana re rutiwi kana what's going on?
It's unfortunate gore be re santse re bona go nna le dikgantsone tsa dopi mo lehatsheng la rona, especially re lebella gore ka June ne re na go butwa jalo 2 other cases mo go supetsa gore tota there's a lot se lor sa diragala mo batshameking ba rona, not only mo athletics but across all sporting codes. It's thought I was shocked to learn what Jele has once again tested positive. 2017 aga gakologola na testa jalo positive, Lorna Benajal for 4 years. She came back 2022. She started this season very well. She even went to Cameroon go Lorna computer jalo mo relaying and individually. She was also one of the key members by the mixed relay team. Lor totally when resuletse gore eta hore mela jalo ka go Bahamas Maloba with World Athletics relays. She's a veteran athlete, so this kind of things I don't expect them to be so this goes to show, you know, when things are said and when things have been done with her, you know, how do we listen to the good sense of dual thing? But this is a lesson to other athletes. When those news came out, there was a lot of panic because the Julema Pakala before statement this is since you when we see. There was a lot of panic, even amongst the athletes themselves, because if you remember very well, this were the tests a lot they were done. Africa senior. So bana ba ikitse bana ba testilwe but we tell gore me ba bangwe ba no even though na ba sa testiwa mo phulung ya Maloba but na ba se ba panikile already mo spetsa gore there's more to this. You know, there's a lot there what the National Anti-Doping Agency has to do. The only thing is all the necessary support so that they conduct more education, they conduct more tests,
Mer di bilalo ngari batabugi kana ke di athletes tsa athletics alo code athletics ngari ke bona bele gore bana ba impact ya gido tse thata go isa di code tse di ya lo bo football bo softball and other codes alo gra le bile di case le gore na lo tswana alo tse di gele di ana teng ngari di a di lebile thata ka athletics keng se go ba ke go ngara athletics ngari ke bona ba ba le gore ba dirisa this banned substances go isa other sporting codes kana other sporting codes aba test as regularly as athletics test do ya.
Yes, we listen to other sporting codes. You got to test with the athletics, a test on thing. Because athletics in a competition, in a lot of attention. So now the athletics should be clean. About to have represent the among clean because there's a lot of testing already been done. So we don't want to find ourselves embarrassed but test positive at international competitions. But all of test positive you know how is better than at international level. Athletics, there's a lot of pressure that is going on. You know, the pressuring, you know. Pressuring from the coaches, you know, pressuring from the peers, pressuring our benefit from the incentives that put out there, pressuring to receive these incentives. The private sector has pledged to so Governor Molomo is willing to be a member of the national team. So, but the thing that is no shortcut for you to be a member of the national team. You can run very fast because of the steroids that we can but then when the results come out, you know, whatever cell was achieved in that short period of time is taken away because of tested positive. So let's avoid avoid you know pressure coach le one ba le se go tsenya bana mo pressure you know ga the coach ba lela gore ba ta go di tripping le bone ba ta go ipana ile re ba nna le ba ta go ba bantsi mo national teaming, which means the batana that opportunity gore ba ipone le bone ba lo go di Olympicing ba ipone ba go di World Championship. So it's all about pressure. That's why we find ourselves
this real carry phenomenon. Our garage home garage poso ya athlete elenosi alo individually and decide our education e feeling kana senane se se feeling ibile tla ke lebale ke go tsa senane se se tlhokang kana le go di manager ka di coach le bona ba na le influence or no take this gore khone go fenya take this khone go fenya.
Hey, it's difficult to because you know outside gore who consumile and substance is being said gore we there hodingalo gore ka bela gore me gone what was happening, what really happened. I influence like gore steroids ke se take it gore o kgone gore o achieve it kana gongwe o consumile steroid se by mistake because gona le dilo tse dintsi tse le gore motho a dija kana motho a dinwa mo botshelong ja gagwe but ala se le gore se important ta se le gore batho ba ba se itse gore ngwaga le ngwaga go nna le that list from the World Anti-Doping Agency yellow all the prohibited substances. Yes. So that list they have to make sure or by it, they read it, they understand it. Hello, Baba to ba contact the association ya bone e ba thuse ba nele the right people gore ba gona ba tlhalosetse gore a go bua ka se because there are all the substances the prohibited substances in listing here because like their scientific names. Even myself, you know, some of these things that I give people have to bua ka gai, but only to find out actually I get check I research or can't or making it's a small things all the time. So these are the mistakes di baba na ka hamusi.
The case of Lydia Jele was very unfortunate. It's not the first time I've been here. How long does she face on the sidelines?
I'm looking at Mabani and Hakebalaka Kasoneka and the ban is supposed to be 4 years. So governor, it's a very long time. After saving another 4 years, then you get another 4 years. And it's scary because they might even add because Batavari is a repeat offender. So we just have to wait because I can't is just provisional suspension. So we just have to wait the final announcement.
Nele Kalista Sala anti-doping yalo dikgatero sa tsao di bona tse di tlisa go tse di ragale tse Lydia Jele tse di re di bone mo begin yalo. Hopefully she will come back stronger ka di rile after 2022 yalo tla re break re tla mo.
Do you want to stay in touch with the up-to-the-minute breaking news, countrywide, regional and international coverage, as well as in-depth analysis from Botswana's most trusted media house? Then head over to www.megi.bw, where you can also enjoy access to premium articles, long reads, features, and exclusive opinions. Whether you're looking for updates on politics, health, education, business, and the economy, or sports, and many more, we have you covered. Sign up on the website and choose a package suitable for you. We also have packages for organizations at affordable rates. Visit www.megi.bw and enjoy the finest journalism and news you need to know.
Welcome back to Sport on Motsarwa Humpiri. Since again, I'll Kalista Scolan, Salem Coladi Haka, Mirele, the monitor newspaper, Salo. Yano de Relevata Olympics team, Elorin and Zelaka, Paris, France, Boyaloka, Tuesday the 13th. So to expect a record just after lunch hour, couple past the 2 year logo. Kalista say performance has top halo. Once again, the flag barrier carried the flag.
Yeah, there was a lot of expectations when we and he didn't let us down. He's a big stage performer. Those guys, I remember Oregon the heat 100 meters, that was it. He was done. The pressure was just too much to him. So Humpieno is out there, on that experience, he has got the technique, he has got everything. What he wanted is just to go in there and run his 200 or his 100 meters.
Merli bilalo to the Olympic, Olympic, the competitions athletics, the championships in Motenya, Lali Billiard, Lenarli, back then was Amante Monso, Nigel Amos, Malem, and Nangarilla, Tata Mutalo. What should be done or in Nangari? A whole team, not a one-member team.
We should just start off like the 400-meter guys fell or they failed to reach the finals for the first time in 20 years. Yes. This should be something we have to reflect as a country. We should just stop and reflect. Or what is it we are doing wrong? What is it that we should do to move forward? Are we in the right path? Then we are going to find ourselves crumble and go back. So being able to come up with a team, you don't only rely on one person. It's something for now, sitting alone is a bit dicey. But we have to explore other avenues. We've got jump, throw, we're talent in we've got this young people that are coming up. Go Gina Timmy, Peru this month. So these are the people come the next Olympics. These are the team or Solar Los Angeles 2028.
Marmel original in we are facing competition. South Africa, we have always known them. There's the emergence of Zimbabwe, Kenyan sprinters, Ghana, Nigeria, it's like you are falling behind in terms of progress.
It's all about development, my brother. Zimbabwe, having those two boys in the final, the men's 200 meters was a shock to the world. Yes. Nigeria has always been there. They always fielding the teams that 200 meters. But relay 4x1 with men and women. But in different disciplines in the so it's all about development, it's all about focus, it's all about strategy, it's all about what is it that you want to achieve as a country. Of course, we are falling back, so that's why we have to find our ways. So as a country, as an association, the world will happen next year September. So we have to go there. It's a variety of athletes.
Variety, athletics, remixed track and field events. How our field events competitors were at the long jump, triple jump, high jump, how the Kaba Sata the record that they get the meters on national championship, the international competitors. Amogar Hakalanya level, and I got to see somebody as well as
coach is trying to groom these young boys, especially like a jump on high jump. But Malvaneris is a high jumper, Cameroon, he did very well. He's someone we can groom into someone who it's all about development. What is it say lo ra mo thusa ka sone kana o dirisa experience ala ye lo re nantsana le yona hela as a jumper all along so re re bona re developer not only the athletes themselves so let's go back to development and make sure re support this talent le re na le yona.
Before Kalista say o ka re gongwe performance a rona out of scale of 10 okay fa bo ka ibile le mabaka.
Hey, because this is a young team. This is a new generation of athletes. By majority of them it was the first time I go to Olympic King. So that like 3 out of 10.
Our Olympic team on Tuesday from Paris, France. I for 3 out of 10 but me as a performance at team make it that debut good Olympic solo fellow average age no more when we were the solo fellow would world championship the Olympic the competition so it's the intelligence but I did to Katata are clear away.
Have you downloaded BW News app? your one-stop shop for Botswana's leading newspapers. If not, what are you waiting for? Start reading the print editions of Botswana's leading newspapers as they appear in the newspapers on any device. The BW News app features the Midweek Sun, Botswana Guardian, Mehi, and the Monitor, updated in an easy-to-flip-through format once the papers are printed. Our packages include current affairs, which creates seamless access for one organizational setup. You can add up to 100 users at affordable rates. After subscription, you will have access to our PDF archive from the past 1 year. You will also receive notifications on your phone as soon as the newspapers publish. You can open your favorite title and share it in text format, and also change the font size and screen light to your choosing. Too busy to flip through and read? The BW News app will read the article for you, and it can also translate from English to the language you're comfortable with. Get the BW News app from the Google Play Store and the App Store and enter a world of up-to-date news presented as it appears in the physical paper.